Hello everyone, my name is Loretta Thomas, and I am before you to give a speech on a children's storybook in honor of Black History this month. I have selected a book called The Great African Americans, written by Charles R. Branham. According to the website illinois.gov and its webpage for Abraham Lincoln Presidential Library and Museum, it states that Dr. Branham received his PhD in history in 1980 at the University of Chicago. Dr. Branham has written many books on African American history and politics, and has been a professor of history at various colleges in Chicago, including the Chicago State University and Roosevelt. The book entitled Great African Americans does a breakdown of many African Americans through bravery and achievement who have contributed much to America and around the world. The book consists of acts of courage like Harriet Tubman, a slave who was known as the Black Moses, who escaped to freedom and then risked her life to return to free hundreds of slaves with the help of the Underground Railroad. Harriet Tubman also worked as a scout, nurse, and a spy during the Civil War, assisting the Union. Then there was Frederick Douglass, an abolitionist, who was an escaped slave who spoke out against the injustice of slavery. Rosa Parks, who during the Jim Crow era, a system of separatism where blacks were treated as second-class citizens. Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat and sit at the back of the bus and was arrested. Her bravery started a bus boycott that helped jumpstart the civil rights movement. Dr. Martin Luther King, a preacher from Atlanta, Georgia, who was outspoken about the mistreatment of people of color, fought for equal rights for all people through marches, protests, and speeches, helped pass the Civil Rights Law. This book entails so many great achievers, such as Edward Duke Ellington, one of America's great musicians and composers, Dr. Daniel Hale Williams, who was a physician and surgeon, who in 1893 performed the world's first successful open heart surgery and began the first interracial school training programs for African Americans. I can go on and on about so much of the achievement African Americans have done that are in this book, but I would be talking for a great length of time. I encourage everyone to read this book to your children, and they will learn something, and so will you. In closing, I'd like to thank my daughter, her boyfriend, and his friend for participation. And thank you all for your time. Thank you very much.
Messed up hand.